Hey everybody, this is Jeff Livingston with AI Hope. And this week I have Gabe Elias with me, who is a friend of mine in the Alexandria area. He is a teacher at Alexandria City High School, which used to be TC Williams for those that are local. Long live the Titan. And you guys have a blue field, don't you?
Yeah, we have a big blue field.
It's like you and Boise State, right? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what we have in common. That's about it.
From AI chose that.
Yeah,
Which
for
brings
sure.
me to today's conversation because we have you here because you, at least as long as I've known you, have always been on the cutting edge with embracing technology and bringing it into the classroom. And I know that's true of AI as well. Really, given where we are now, it's been about 3.5 years since ChatGPT launched as the big generative AI boom. And of course, we had all the analytics before that. Do you have a moment where AI really kind of said, where you played with AI and you said to yourself, wow, this is something that I really need to have in the classroom?
Yeah, from the beginning, I've always been interested in technology, in not necessarily from a teacher perspective, but just interested in it. So I've never been the type of person who's like, oh, I can take advantage of this for the classroom. What are the implications, et cetera, et cetera. I usually just dive right in. So I remember when it came out, and I remember the first thing I did with that first release of ChatGPT, I forget what the version was. I just started having it answer history questions, write an essay to see how it would do. And I was pretty shocked at how good some of the answers are, but then you start poking holes in it and you start seeing what some of the limitations are. But I was on board with it from the very beginning, just because of my interest.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Has there been like a home run or like a clear use case where it's made a big difference for you in the classroom?
But yeah, I could go year by year, but really, I think this is the year. This is the year, and it's where I can see it as the absolute future in how we design educational. And I'll use the word content, even though I hate that word. It's like a cliche, but this is the year where it's clear to me that this is going to be the future in the design of educational content. And I kind of want to differentiate first between like what I use it for and what people think about when they think about AI in education. Because whenever I talk to other teachers about it, they're like, oh, I freaking hate AI, like ChatGPT. These kids are not learning anything with it. And that's really not what I'm talking about when I'm trying to teach them to use some of these tools. And I go back to tell them about the site Teacher Pay Teacher. And Teacher Pay Teacher, if you've not heard of it, you can buy other teachers' products on there, like educational products. If you're
For lesson planning, right?
So let's say I don't have something planned about the American Revolution and I see this really awesome online thing, I can buy it there. But what I noticed in Teacher Pay Teacher is the top sellers, and this is 10 years old by now, were always those who knew how to use Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. It was the people who had a design background, not
Right.
necessarily the great sort of educational content.
It just looks better that people
It
bought.
looks better. Yeah. And it's appealing. So this is the year
The
where,
internet.
oh, exactly. Welcome to the internet, like the song. So like, this is the year where I've started to see, besides the capabilities, like the ability to design things how I want. So I'd say the two big things that I found this year. First, I was in heaven. I found NotebookLM and
Right.
I love it. And so with NotebookLM, you put what you want into as sources. So it's not going to hallucinate. It's not going to make up crap or take stuff that's like way outside of the standard. So I can put the standards that the kids need to know in my materials and work off of that.
Are you saying you don't like Reddit as source material?
I like Reddit if I want to buy something, but other than that, not as source material. So like, but it's got amazing features as well because it's got this. The first thing that I used the heck out of was the video, because you can make these sort of like explainer videos, and it happens to have all videos in all sorts of languages. And I teach ESL students. So I could put my content in, tell it what I want, make an introduction to this lesson, or if I was out for whatever reason, or if I was putting something online, these are the steps, this is the content. And then it would put it in, I can make it in English, Spanish, Dari, Pashto. I had to learn the Arabic letters for Pashto and Dari, but so I'm pumping out these videos in all sorts of languages and the kids are taking notes on it with blue books. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So that NotebookLM, I thought, was like the highest it was going to get this year. But then I used Claude Cowork,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
it's really crazy the way we went from ChatGPT in the summer to NotebookLM in the fall to boom, Cowork drops in January, right?
yeah. And so the thing with Cowork is I made a GeoCities site back in 2000, and I learned a little bit of HTML coding, and then I forgot about it. And I didn't realize what you can do with, I guess they call it vibe coding. Like
That's right.
what you can do in an HTML file is insane. So schools run off of Google Docs. If you look at your kid's stuff, it's make a copy, share with your teacher, and then if you press enter, something that gets messed up or they delete the whole thing. And if it goes to another site that doesn't exist, then the link doesn't work and everything messes up. But with an HTML file, you can embed an entire wiki and in videos, toggle buttons where you bring down Spanish or other activities. The sky's the limit. And then I learned you can even turn it into an app that the kids download on their phone. So Cowork has just been like, I'm not even there yet. I needed a break for a couple of weeks because I was making little scenario games and I was making apps for studying for AP Human Geography and just all kinds of stuff.
It
Like
really unleashed your inner creative, didn't it?
Yeah. But for example, we were on decolonization and as a unit teaching history too. And I made this whole scenario game and I started by uploading the standards because that's what the schools really want. You got to upload the standards, made a Claude MD file with all the specifications. Here's what I want you to do. Here's this is not for AP. This is for ESL students. Here's what a WIDA level is. And then I made this scenario where this time travel goes to different areas of the places that are decolonizing and there's choices that he can make. You get points. And then all my old stuff, which was like your standard study guides, I embedded as toggles in. So it would come in and ask questions. And then at the end, an export console where they export everything they do and send it to me. And I was just like, whoa, this is amazing. Like I'm just in heaven with what can be done. And I'm still in awe.
Impressive. So we like to keep this short. So you're on the short leash on this one with 2 minutes. What's your AI vision for the education space, or at least the grade school space?
Okay, so there's two answers to this. There's a nice answer and there's a mean answer. Okay, so the nice answer is individual teachers should be able to and will be able to use this to adapt and differentiate to their different populations. Like if you're teaching SPED or you're teaching ESL, you could be able to use one sort of material and use it for adapt it to all sorts of different learning styles. You can adapt based on data on how the student does. You can keep plugging in the same thing and changing it for each learner. And I think that many teachers are capable of doing that once they learn. Now, I say the mean answer because as a teacher, one of the frustrating things is it doesn't feel like there's a lot of room for advancement. The way you would advance in your career and your salary is just survive. You get a step and you get a little bit more money. And with this,
you don't do it for the 401k.
Yeah. But at the same time, living in Northern Virginia, you get to a certain point and you're like, look, I can manage 250 students now. I can give them each differentiated content. I can take a text message from a student who's having trouble and adapt something to them. Whereas there's some staff who are really good teachers in traditional ways, and that's completely fine. But then there's some classrooms that are just like babysitting. So when I say the mean answer, I think I do see a future where they reduce the workforce a little bit and push out things using AI and online. And I hope through capable teachers who are able to guide the process instead of just what may happen, which is like farming it out to companies who don't really understand how students learn.
Don't you see teaching though as really a human to human skill?
For sure. I think it's a little bit of both, but you definitely need a human guiding the process. And one of the big things in teaching is that human to human connection and motivation, and not just that, but just adapting to things that only another human being can tell. And I think that a skilled teacher who's skilled with AI would be able to do that. And hopefully they'll have opportunities for those type of teachers to advance in their careers, like in other industries where you get higher and higher, you make a little bit more money, you have more responsibility instead of one size fits all.
Makes sense. Very good. Gabe, how can people find you?
I'm on the internet. I have
You're on the
Instagram.
internet. Get out of here. Do you have a MySpace page?
I'm just a teacher. So honestly, like I just have my own personal stuff. Like
You're on Facebook and Instagram.
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Gabriel Elias with a 3 for the Elias. And maybe I'll launch my consulting company at some point and sell something back to my own school district. But who knows?
People want to hire you. Now's the time because you're cheap.
Yeah.
You launch that company. So folks reach out to him and
appreciate it.
I want to thank you. Thanks for that really refreshing lens on what's actually happened through the K to 12 space with AI. It's really interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I just leave you with, just remember there's a difference between using AI as a design tool and throwing kids on ChatGPT, just like there was a difference between using the internet and having kids Google random stuff.
There you go.
Separate things.
Different things. Thank you.
All right, thanks.